What's up? Freedom in Jesus. He loves you. Just so you know, there is freedom in Jesus. I am living testimony. I am a living testimony of freedom in Jesus. Someone called me a walking testimony. Walking testimony. I am a walking testimony. That is so true. Anyway, if you are struggling with demons, these spirits, there's no real way around it. I found that out myself. It's Jesus, or you're gonna have to just suffer from these spirits. I mean, even Christians, even under the under the blood covering of Jesus, you still have to put up with a little bit. But there's certain levels where you don't have to put up with any really. It's really up to you and your will. But basically, the thing is about Jesus is that what makes Jesus' ministry so powerful? It's not because people just say, "Oh, Jesus, Jesus," or something like that. Really, what Jesus did when people keep talking about the cross, if you don't know, what Jesus did is he made the ultimate sacrifice, and it's so like this play on words that we hear so much. It was the ultimate sacrifice, but what he did, he was the ultimate sacrifice, and he sacrificed himself. He was sinless. So all these things combined, if you understand how the spirit world operates, is like his sacrifice trumps every other sacrifice, and like it was acceptable to God, and like just so many things. Basically, it was just like the sacrifice that trumps all other sacrifices. So any witchcraft or anything that can be brought against you, and cannot stand up to his blood. So anyway, so yeah, what happened to me? This is my testimony, really. Evil spirits attacked me because they as far as I know, like they didn't like me talking about conspiracy theories. Basically, they didn't like me talking about conspiracy theories, and you know, they started talking to me. So I felt their presence around. They started talking to me, and that was the only manifestations that were really there, apart from the odd strange noise or whatever like that. But like I don't know, like long story short, I started talking back to them. That was the biggest mistake. If I just never talk back to them, hey, I wouldn't be, free right now and all good and everything's good. But on some level, I wouldn't have had to deal with these spirits. Really, if I just didn't talk to them and stuff, like I shouldn't never talk back to them. Anyway, they were scaring me though, the way they were going on, and I felt like I had to re- re- rebuttal, and I felt like I had to like defend myself somehow because I just had no idea what was happening. But anyway, these spirits, they at a certain point they just decided that they started attacking me. So they first off they started warping my reality, and I felt like I was even getting hit with like energy weapons, like that's not really spiritual, but really. And then I felt like as well like there was like a like some impression being put on my brain or something. It was real out of it. Like I still don't really know what they were up to, but they're trying to confuse me. But the ultimate plan was to try to, um, in a lot of ways, try and suck my soul out of my body, and that sounds bizarre, and it's got to do with astral travel. So when astral travel, when you leave your body, during sleep, like it's no accident. Like these spirits, the thing is that I want you to know these spirits can't go around sucking people out of their bodies. They need your agreement. So, like, God has made us sovereign, and these spirits can't, they need your agreement. Like, just like someone who astral travels, you don't accidentally astral travel. But anyway, cut a long story short, these spirits started attacking me. They started warping my reality. they started, and at a certain point, they started trying to suck me out of my body. And it felt like they were trying to like suck me out of my body, and they're trying to use it, right. It would only go on for about 10, 15 seconds or something, 20 seconds during normal waking state, because there was only two types that I experienced. And yeah, and then but I had to just not fear them, because I'm pretty sure they were trying to use fear as their agreement. So as long as I didn't fear them, you know, and they couldn't do it. Just like they can't do it to anyone. They can't just go around sucking people out of their body whoever they want. Like they can't, because God has made the sovereign. And anyway, that went on like half a dozen times, and then they gave up on that, and then they just started. Every time I'd go to sleep, they'd try to like, it felt like they're trying to force me out of my body. And the one during waking state was trying to suck me out of my body, and then it was still waking state, but it was like right in between sleep, like right when you go to sleep, you just fall off, nodding off, what they call it. You just falling asleep. Boom, 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 like that hit me, and that hit me over and over and over until I wake up in the morning. This went on for actually months, because they'd even done the skit to try to deceive me from thinking that I can't call out to God, which I could the whole time. Anyway, it was just not good. And yeah, I told my sister about it after so long. And then, I told her like this whole time. But anyway, I told her, and I got through to her, and she decided to pray for me. And she prayed for me that night. And she told me that I got to have faith. She's got to have faith. Blah, blah, blah. You gotta have faith. And she said, plead the blood of Jesus over. Now, I had no idea what that meant, but that's what I did. I don't really know what exactly happened. But after that night, after she prayed, but when she prayed, she really prayed. Like she meant it, and after that night, the attacks were like a tenth of what they'd normally be, like the ones when I'd be just nodding off to sleep. And then the day after that was like nothing. Absolutely nothing. And to this day, the only time that they've come back to attack me again has been when I've habitually sinned. I've sinned over like a week or two period, but very aggressively sinned, really. Like, the spirits tempted me, and I just lost self control somehow. It's bizarre, really. Like the temptations and how they go on is very powerful. If you are not weary to what's happening, and you really take a stand against sin. But you know, basically there's a holy God, and if you leave his camp of protection and you're out sinning, and not you kind of fall under an area where you've moved out from his protection. If his protection is living well over here, and you decide to go out over here and do your dodgy thing, this is the area that's protected. Over out here you're actually vulnerable. So you have to be under his covering, but stay there and live there. Just like if you live, like this is in Rome, do as the Romans do. Like you can't live in Rome and not live like a Roman, obviously, because you'll stick out and bad things might happen or whatever. So it's just like that. But yeah, may God bless you, may keep you, may his face shine upon you, may he be gracious unto you. He loves you, may lift his countenance to you and give you peace. Just know that there's freedom in Jesus. Drop a comment if anything like this is happening to you or whatever. Let me know. I want to help you. I want to pray for you. But my first advice is to don't believe anything these spirits say, because it's just well known that these spirits, they only have two things that they mainly do, which is deception and using fear. So, anything about these spirits, these are the main thing. Don't believe anything they say. Their lies are literally their language. Literally, like not even joking. Lies are their language. That's their native language. Anyway, but yeah, drop everything that you probably might be even thinking, and then go and seek people from the Christian faith, probably Pentecostal, Baptist people, something, Baptist church, whatever. Go get them to pray for you and tell them what's happening, and they'll help you. But God bless you. Freedom in Jesus. I am a living testimony of